you just got to take it up. I was basically tired of my job, and I had promised God to really start taking care of women on a full-time basis, and I was not being obedient. And I knew I had to get out of where I was in order to fulfill my promise to him. So the opportunity came. So I came here with a partner and opened up my first bed and breakfast.
Oh, bed and breakfast. Interesting. Before you even got into personal training.
Personal training has always been a part of me. That was just another leg because I had just started training women, and I was looking for spaces, and we have a way of whining sometime, and God says, you know what? Create your own space, create your own stage. Stop waiting for people to put you on your stages. So Madly Living Bed and Breakfast was the first stage in the first place I created so I can start working with women. I've been a personal trainer now for about 30 years. So yeah.
And I love the fact that you spoke about creating a space. And I want to thank April and Saber for giving us this space so we can talk today. I love the title of the book, Sexy, Fit, and Well. 40 ways and 40 days. And it just makes you feel good. Just rock your shoulders when you're thinking about it. Talk to us about the concept of the title.
Well, it's every woman's God-given right to be sexy, right? Are y'all with me? Is it your right to be sexy? That's all y'all got? Come on. I need to hear you. Come on. Yeah, because it's just our right to be sexy as we know it. But my sexy is this. Even as we're getting ready to change and the things that we want to change about ourselves, about our bodies, about our relationships, about our business, and to increase our bank, my sexy is this. I knew that I had to start every day, execute my x-ray vision, and stay yoked up. So anything that you have to change is something that you have to do every single day. Every single day. And it has to be internal, right? You got to execute it. And it's, for me, is always under the authority of God. So I have to be equally yoked moving along. But the whole concept of Sexy Fit Well started with the Sexy Fit Well Sister Circle. And one of the things I always say, you cannot get your body tight till you get your mind right. And these people was just showing up in their bodies, and I needed them to show up in their minds. So I needed to come up with a concept where I can change the way that they were feeling. Because they would come in, I don't want to do it. I'm like, so what? Do it anyway. So, and this was it. So I was like, so what you feeling? I'm feeling tired. I'm like, so what you want to feel? And it was like, well, I want to feel fierce. That was Ann's first word, right? I wanted to feel fierce. I said, then we gonna feel fierce. We gonna attract fierce to us. This is what I want you to do for fierce. So if you look in the book, you'll see that each letter is attached to something to do as it means to work your body.
Because Candice get a mic and she gets getting it on, right? So, and I'm glad that you said that because it segues into words matter. A daily affirmation of self matters. So it's so wonderful how you added that concept into the book. Every day, I know a lot of you out there who are spiritual women, you read your daily word, right? You read your daily word to get that sustenance. And so these words that we pull out of the air, my word was growth. Now growth isn't in the book, but progress is, all right? So it fit for me. So how did that happen where you started saying, okay, words are mattering to these ladies, and tie that into the whole exercise piece?
The only way to change how you feel is to move your physical body, period. So if you're feeling ilky, but if you get up and you do something different, you will change how you feel. So the words, and actually it's 90, so stay tuned for volume 2 that's coming out, because I think it takes 90 days in order for you to really complete to the pivot. So it's, you get to decide when you get up, like what you want to feel, not just positive words. That's what I said. It's such a personal journey. Like, you get to decide to get up and say how you want to feel. Each and every day I get up, I have a new word that I work out to every single day. So you get to decide what you want to attract for that day. And that's what this is. When you get up, you decide how your day go in. You know, I get up every day, like today my word was accomplished. You know, I finished this thing. We are here. So I'm accomplished. So y'all see how long that word is, right? So I had to work out something on each and every letter to that this morning. It took me 55 minutes to get it done, right? But I got it done and I just smiled at the end, you know, because I did this. So I was so proud of myself. So that's what the words do for you. It becomes making you proud of yourself, that I decided that you get to decide to choose it, you know, feel it, and change it.
So there's a statement in the book that says, across the spectrum of healthcare, there is no drug available, safe, and effective as exercise. You said 30 years you've been doing this, but when did you know for yourself that this is what is going to catapult me into my next fill in the blank?
To my next. Well, I'm a cancer conqueror. So just like all of us, we always wait till something happens. So I decided, you know what, I have to do something so we don't wait. I don't want you to wait till the doctor tell you pre-diabetic, or you got diabetes, or you got heart disease, or you got hypertension, or you got arthritis, or your knees don't work, or your hip don't work, when there's some things that we can do to prevent it. So for me, like I said, personal trainer, just about 3 decades, but I'm 3 decades out from kicking cancer behind. So after that, I realized that I really needed to make myself the priority, and so do you. So when you make yourself the priority unapologetically, and I realized as I was healing, and I was slated to die, that's what they told me. And when the doctors tell you that, you got 2 options. You either die or you're gonna live. I went home to die and changed my mind, because as every woman, we got the God-given right to change our mind. Right? I changed my mind to live. And movement is the most powerful tool that we have that will change your body in the course of 1 minute. So even back then, I was planking for it. So I say to you guys, you got a minute? Because it only takes 1 minute to change the course of your well-being.
All right, yes. I love that. And you speak a lot about wellness, wellology. What is a wellologist? And what is the difference between a wellologist and a personal trainer?
Personal trainer pretty much just train your body. They really do. They give you several ways of what you have to do in order to get in shape. But what happens with just the personal trainer, you just do it while you're there. Because how many in here have had a personal trainer? Tell the truth. Raise them high. You know, how many of you are still doing the exact same thing that you're taught? And that's the thing, 1 or 2 hands that come up. Because we just do it for the time that we're doing. So the difference between that and a wellologist, and my clients gave me this name because I had to ask them, what do I do for you? And what they said was, you know, when I come into your space, you just make me well. You know, so my background is in pulmonary medicine. I work for a pulmonologist. So I was like, okay, so he's teaching the lungs and the study of the lungs, and I'm teaching you how to be well. Can I just add ologist on the end of that? So I did. And it was a made-up word. So I did make it up because it's about bringing the mind, the body, and spirit together all as one. So you get the concept of everything, because it goes right back to you cannot get your body tight until you get your mind right. It's not about starting, it's about staying.
Oh, nice. I love that. Not about starting, about staying, because a lot of us have issues with starting. But I want to go to the testimonials that we heard, and for those of you who have the book, there's plenty of testimonials in the front. How did you develop this bond with your clients? Because, you know, a lot of us don't want to do it. We don't want to do it. It's early in the Brazilian nut. We don't want to do it. So how did you develop this bond of motivation, encouragement, and tenacity?
Pretty much finding what they like. You know, because even when you have to get up and do something every day, who wants to get up and do something they don't like? Who wants to get up and know that it's going to hurt, that it's going to be in pain? You know, but what I do is help them change their analogy of working out. Like, what does it mean, you know? And for every woman that's in here, for every man that's in here, I often use sex a lot, y'all. Anybody know I'm sexy fit well? So I use that because we sit up and take notice when we hear the word sex. Because now I know that you're listening to me. So one of the things about it, I was like, you know, a long time ago, maybe not so long ago, whenever, when you first had sex, it hurt, right? Talking to women, I don't know about the men, but talking to women, and if they to tell the truth, they gonna say yes. Yeah, it hurt it for a little while, but then it felt good, and then we start going back for more and more and more and more and more. So you had to change your analogy of it. So it went from pain to pleasure, and that's what I teach, that it may hurt for a moment, but we gonna have some fun with it. It's gonna feel good, right, Maria? It's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel good. I have Maria and her mother over here. She's 84. She take my classes, y'all. Y'all got no excuse. So I just make it fun for them. Find what they like.
Well, let's get into the mental aspect of it, because we heard you say pain. We as women, we struggle with that on a daily basis. A lot of us probably talk to ourselves into and out of not coming today, whether we paid for a ticket, bought a book, or whatever, because of whatever is going on. How do you push through that? How does Candice push through pain, adversity, the no's? How do you keep going?
I move. Movement changes everything. So even when I get in my spaces, and I do get in my spaces, but I was like, okay, Big Daddy, I'm talking to God, what we have to do. So gently, I'm going to run on it, because when you change your hormones and they start staring up inside of you, you get a little bit of clarity. You get some focus. If you just sit down and think there, your mind is going to take you. So again, you have to change exactly what you're doing to change the way that you're feeling. So if you don't want to feel like that, the question you have to say is, I don't want to feel like that. And then you have to ask yourself, what are you going to do to change it? Do you want to stay here and waddle? Or are you going to get up and change your mind and change your body in the process? You really get to decide. Now, and I have worked with some people that said, I'm out of here. I've even had some people, I don't know if Joan Wilson in here, said, listen, I'm calling the cops on you, because this is illegal, you know, for some of the things that, you know, we had to do. But at the end of the day, if you want to work through your change is on the other side of your challenge. It may be challenging, but you can know that if you stay in it, you are going to see your change.
Come on, Miss Camille. Sometimes we don't want to see that ugly truth. You know, the thing about Sexy Well Fit 40 Ways to 40 Days, you have to journalize with it, right? You do your exercise, you find your words, you understand the definition, and you have to journalize with it. That's an ugly truth that some of us don't want to fit. So now we got to work through the mental, through the physical, and then the transformation. How does transformation look?
Well, first of all, transformation is not a one and done.
Yeah.
It's a series of changes. It's you building your system from the bottom. So if you want to transform, you got to know what you want to transform to. See, a lot of times we doing stuff, but we don't know why we're doing, what are we doing, and how, or either we have an expiration date on it. I want to lose 10 pounds. Okay, you lost 10 pounds, now what? You know, so we have an expiration date on it. But if you don't have an expiration date on your transformation and you keep transforming, you know, you got to keep evolving. Like, I'm always on the hunt for the person I have yet to become. So when I get to my best, one of the things I always tell my clients, better is always available. So I'm always seeking better than where I am.
So we appreciate you so much for putting this book out. And while you put it out for men, for women, to achieve their best selves, what did you learn from putting this book together, from writing this book, from thinking of the words? What did you learn for yourself?
That I can do it.
Yes.
And let me tell you why I'm dyslexic. So writing for me is just challenging, to say the least. I write backwards, I see backwards. So if I email you and it's backwards, you know what I mean. So it was challenging for me. Then I got a group of people that pushed me beyond my push. What they did was they pushed me past my quit. So each time I said to hell with it, they was like, no chick, I'm gonna give you your words right back. And that's what they did. So they helped me push past my pause, push past my quit. And the reason why it's 40 days and not 90, because Regina Robinson, who helped me publish the book, said, let's just get it done. Where you at? And that's where we were. So we finished it right there. She was like, we'll do a volume 2. Let's just get it. And that's it. So pushing past it.
And I love that you also have people to help motivate and encourage you, because that's always needed. A lot of us are very strong women, and we don't have people to help push and encourage us, so I'm glad that you do. Tell us, what is your most memorable wellness story?
My most memorable, it's so many.
I know.
But my most memorable,
Most
inspiring story is, and it goes back years from when I said I was bedridden. So I was in a bed for a very long time, unable to clean myself, take care of myself. I had an absolutely amazing husband who's no longer with me that took care of my every need, but I was in that bed, and I had people taking care of me. But when I made up my mind and I prayed to God one night, either you just take me where you are or just end this thing, because I can't take this pain anymore. I can't move, I can't do anything, just take care of my kids and my husband. But the next day after that prayer, I fell on the floor. And one of the things about it is I went to go grab, but I didn't even know that I can move. So in that moment, I went to reach over and I fell. So there was movement. I hit the floor. It hurt so good because there was no movement for a very long time. So I was down for probably about almost 2 years. I was down for a while and with someone taking care of me. So when I fell on the floor that day, in that moment, there was movement. I got up and I literally crawled. I tried to crawl to the bathroom. I didn't make it, but I crawled. And from that day on, number one, that I knew that God really, really existed. When you're talking about the spirit of Him just awakening in me that I had pushed so far down. So that was probably my most memorable wellness moment, me crawling across the floor trying to get away from my husband and the aide. Like, leave me alone and let me crawl to do this, because it was something I hadn't done for a very long time.
Wow.
So what's next for the Wellologist? Candice Camille, sexy, fit, and well.
Oh, the question is what's not next.
Right,
So it's open up. But for sexy, fit, and well, again, we're national, we're international, especially with Plank Talk Nation. So I'm aiming to take this thing global, the whole sexy, fit, and well apparel. As you can see over here, I'm having leggings and dresses and anything that you could imagine that you need to keep your body sexy, fit, and well. So I'm even open to suggestions. And I don't want to know what you need. I want to know what you want. Because we buy what we want. We don't buy what we need. I need to know exactly what it is that you want that's going to help you get into that sexy, fit, and well space. Because everybody's space is different. My 1 + 1 don't equal your 2. You have to know what's your sexy and what it is that you want to get there. So we're going to try to have it. So I'm going to have sneakers. I'm going to have the gauntlet of apparel for sportswear. So it's coming. So always tell Under Armour and Nike, the Wellologist,
All right now. All right now.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
All right, final question. How should we stay motivated with this book? I mean, we read a lot of books. There's so many things out there. What's going to keep us motivated with this?
All right, y'all, stand up. Somebody give me a word. Anybody?
Favor.
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 So F-A-V-O-R. I need 5 people, right? Come on up here with me. Right? So this way. Come on, don't be scared. Listen, you can either volunteer or get volunteered. Right? So, come on, I need 5 people in there. Let's go. Come on, Annette. I got 5. So how it goes, just so you can get a general idea. And I'm going to stand over here because I want these 5 ladies to just do what they do. So, and when you think of just a term of an exercise, and I'm going to tell you an exercise that you like and you can do right here, right? So we're talking about for the F, right? So if I say to Ramona for this F, you want favor, what are you willing to do to bring it to you?
I'm willing to jump for it.
Jump for it. So let me see you jump like 15 times, right? So you got to put a number on it. So when you jump and you change things around, when you start changing things around and swallowing things up, it's going to change some stuff. See, and you get a little motivated. So I'm going over here to Nicole, and I'm going to say, what you want for this A chick? Huh? 10 push-ups. See, this is what I'm talking about here. And see, when you got someone, come on, 2, get it, 3, come on, 4, come on, 5, 6. See, now y'all understand sexy fit well. 8, 9, one more, and 10. Woo! Yeah, you talking about?
My God.
Maria, what's the V? What you want?
3 squats.
So what she said was 13 squats. That's what So, we gonna do 13 squats,
Oh my
right?
God.
Everybody stand up and help her out. Come on, here we go. Let's get it. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 4.
Oh my God.
5, 6, 7, 8. Come on.
Oh my God.
9, 10. Come on. 11. Get it. 12, 13. Shania.
Shania.
The R, the O.
Opportunity to buy 5 books.
So the thing about it, that's her O. And that's what you have to respect. You gotta respect you, but Tanya knows she gonna do something. So look, for her, what she gonna do, she gonna do like 10 standing crunches, right? So it goes something like this, right? So you just crunching on 1. Come on, get cute with it. Come on. 3, 10, come on. 4, come on, Tanya. 5, 6, come on. 7, 8. See how she get cute with it? That sexy thing right there. Oh my God.
Lawrence, what's the R? Let me see.
And she called her word out with it too. Resilience. Yeah.
I don't know.
So what you gonna do? So I need you to pick something for you. So basically, one of the things you can do standing again.
Is your mic off?
This mic, I think we might have lost the battery. But anyway, one of the things you want to do is like, you can just put an arm out here, right?
Okay.
And just bring it up just one at a time. You know, like right there.
Okay.
Come on, let's get it. 1, 10 of them.
2,
Come on.
3,
Get it.
4,
Come on.
5,
Come on.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Thank you.
Woo!
Oh, see, that's my chick right there. Everything you do on one side, you got to do on the other side. That's right, y'all. All right, here we go.
Oh, Lord.
Let's get it. 1, come on.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
come on.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Very good.
Yo, they got me throwing them in the chair.
That's how you keep yourself.
Woo! Wow.
Well, do we have any questions? Our mic is dead. But
I know that we are capable of speaking outside, using our outside voices. Do we have any questions for Miss Candice Camille? Anybody? I have one additional.
Okay.
How do you properly breathe?
Again, that's very, very good. One of the things you do, especially when you are moving and you're just starting and you find yourself getting short of breath, one of the things you have to do is bring your breath back to you so you can lower your diaphragm. Because what happens, it just gets hyperinflated. And one of the best ways to do that is breathe in through your nose. Everybody take a deep breath in through your nose. And then blow me a kiss out your mouth. It's called pursed lip breathing. It is a method to it. Of my background is culinary medicine. So in breathing, you breathe in through your nose and you blow out your mouth slowly like a whistle. And you bring your breath right back to you. So it again, it lowers the diaphragm so the lungs can now reinflate itself. So if you run in or if you get hyperventilating or anything that you do when you get short of breath, it's a way to control your breath. But while you're working out, one of the biggest ways you can do to control your breath is to count. That's why I had them count, because you gotta breathe when you're counting. So you count, you sing, and even with the Plank Talk Nation and planking, people ask me, why do I talk? You know, it's because it ensures that I'm breathing no matter how long I stay up. So it keeps the breath in order and in balance. So whenever you start your workout, just count, you got your music on, sing. It will ensure that you breathe on that. Thank you.
I got one last question. I know I've been thinking about it. I know we're all your clients. However, how do we find an effective personal trainer?
CandiceCamille.com.
There you go.
What should we look for, though? You know, honestly, what should we look for?
CandiceCamille.com. No.
I have a question.
Personal trainer. Okay,
Well,
she has one too.
one of the things you want to look for, first of all, you want to make sure somebody you can get along with, right? For us women, no, we're attracted by the men, right? But men build men bodies, so you want to be very, very careful when you're working with men and just make sure they give you what you need for your body. We don't have the type of testosterone and muscles that they are capable of. You know, so you just want to be very, very careful when you pick somebody. They're going to make sure that your body is good and that you're not going to get hurt, because injury is huge, especially when it comes to weight. So you want to look for somebody, you want to look at their credentials, you want to look at how long they've been in business, and then you got to look who they work with. Like, who are some of their clients, what they're did, does it fit into you, does it fit into your convenience level, does it fit into your budget? So those are some of the things that you want to look for. And you don't want to make it seem like it's forced. And that's why you got to look for somebody that you're going to have some fun with. And it's really going to change your life, because that's what it's all about. Amen.
We got one
So I had a question with people who have medical challenges but want to get in a regime. Would you be willing to work with people who have to like work in the water, kind of stuff like that?
I won't, but I would recommend you to somebody. I don't do water, but again, you will find somebody that actually does that. I'll do water because I'm afraid of it. So, but I will I do everything but water. But find somebody that would do it.
So if I help you get over water, you help me get myself together?
Absolutely.
I help you get over water.
Absolutely.
I can do that.
It really is a fear of mine. So yeah,
I can help you get over water.
and I can help you do what you need to do in
Go.
there.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Miss Candice.
Thank you.
And we wish you just much, much more success.
But before I go, I just want to thank so many people. Kim, Regina. Kim is actually been a project manager for this. All her team that she put together to make sure this comes together. So I just want to thank them and all of my friends that just have come out to just support me. But I want you guys to do more than just invest in this book. I really want you to go in there and find your word, even if it's just that one word that you're going to do each and every time to get it done. I want to thank Regina Robinson from Unstoppable Publishing Company. She was the one that helped me get the book all all together from the beginning to the end that got it together with it. So and thank that. And Kim is another good friend who kicked me, kicking and screaming about just getting it done. Yeah, so and she was one of the ones that started with me from the beginning. She lost how much altogether? 45 pounds. So yeah, so together. So thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of it. Buy up. Come get your book signed if you haven't. And thank you so much for being here.